Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to Jason is a Social Scientist. By Mouth Daily. Pill number 1022. Dang it to heck. How is everyone? Hey, Mark. Dang it all the heck. First and second. I'll have thirds. Hey, Nishala. Bill Allen. Bill, they beat you today. Let's see. I'm just glad you're all here. Thank you for coming. Burnett. Renee and Mitch. I'm okay. I had my first day at the partial hospitalization. It's like for psychiatric partial hospitalization, so I go there. It's like group therapy. Oh, thank you, Nishala. Let's see. I'm gonna just share the show to my personal timeline. There we go. Hey, Audra Cohen. I miss you too. Siante, hello. To give Audra supporter thank you. I think I get. What is the date? I think I get paid September 5th. Finally, yeah, I think I get paid tomorrow. That's what they said. I don't know. Or I did that supporter post and wrote that email. Anyway, that's what they told me. So I met the psychiatrist. Actually, I've met him before. I don't agree with what he wants to do. He wanted to put me on a low dose of an antipsychotic like Zyprexa or what else? Or Risperdal or no, thank you. No. Oh no, thank you. Hey, Catherine. Pretty sure I will. I meet all the qualifications then. Got the $100. Got $100, and it's like in the pay cycle now. It's like this is normal for it to take this long, I guess. Anyway, I don't know. This small group is small. I hope the group gets a little bigger. I don't know. I don't know what to say other than hello. I have a little bit of a sore throat. Hey, Diane. Just the throat's a little scratchy. It's the sampling demo on this keyboard here. It's just called sampling demo. The last thing I sampled is pill 1022, and then whatever you sample best, it weaves it in this killer beat. Hi, Diane. Hey, Misty K. Glanders. Oh, Matthew W. Jensen. Oh, thank you. I'll just say thank you. Won't disagree. It's rude to disagree. I don't know. I've been all right, Elizabeth. I haven't been that great, Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be doing this whole psychiatric thing. But I'm working at it. The weather's messes with your mood. Is that what you? Hey, James McCready. Hello. I'm working at it. Ace Clapton. Oh, thank you. I should read comments that way people who are watching. and reruns. I got because I was uploaded to YouTube. The people for the benefit of YouTube people. He says, Jason, you're a good dude. A lot of people care for you. You have to realize you're a sweet person. Stay strong. That's really nice. Thank you. Thank you. Melinda says, I'm proud of you for trying. Rude to disagree if somebody pays you a compliment. I think it is rude. You know, like I think it's not rude to disagree in general. Don't get me wrong. But I think it's rude to, if someone pays you a compliment. I should clarify. Like it might be an allergy thing with I don't know, it could be. I think I've noticed that maybe that I might be getting allergies. I think before I've thought about that. You want me to go get the chicken? I was thinking about when I put on these glasses, I thought the chicken would go well with the glasses. I don't know, my son just left these glasses on the couch before I started, so I put them on. Yeah, I'm not that passive, but I can't disagree ever. I think like who are we, or who am I to discount somebody else's subjective opinion of me? You know. They have a right to feel however they want to feel about me, and if it's something nice, I think you should just thank them. That was the trick that my friend who also is rather shy and doesn't like to take compliments. She taught me that, like, as a way to, like, in your head to, like, just like accept the compliment rather than. Because also, as much as I am shy and don't want to take compliments, I also would hate to be rude to someone. So the two things. Never mind. Hey, April Rose, you're another supporter in the house. Thank you. Good, Audra. No, I'm not taking anything down from the wall. Oh, it's lucky it's there in the first place. What nipple titillation, says John Bruce. Hello, John. Nipple titillation? That sounds fun. All right. Carly says, it's been a while. Veg on the reg. Hello. We were just talking about that the other night. Hello, Jessica. Dang it to heck. So I have to go tomorrow again. Probably 18 days. I'll be going. So I have to be there at 8:30. I should probably take a shower. I think I'm going to go one more day without a shower. I did take a shower that wasn't live. I was at the pool. I showered at the pool. Jeff Rosen, supporter in the house. Thank you. Say hi to Angel for me. Let's see. Linda asked how the school been going for the boys. Really good. They were super excited to start, which was cool. And they seem to be enjoying it. Good morning, Kimberly Austin. Estasia, long time no see. How are you? Yo, 1022. I wasn't planning on staying on very long because I don't know. But all I did was sleep today. I got home from the thing and just slept all day. Got an argument with Laura. and slept all day. Hi, Nina. Yeah, so that was fun. I don't know. Now I'm not. I probably could sleep if I would have. If I would have. When I was on this inpatient psych unit, they nicknamed me Hippie Jesus. Maybe if I would just stayed in bed and not gotten up to take my pill, maybe I could have slept longer. I don't know. I don't know. Life's stressful, Kimberly. Super stressful. I know I'm not the only one that's a stressful life, though. Oh. Anyway, I hope you are well. I hope you all are well. Misty, I think I've been reconnected for a few months with a therapist, and I just was seeing her pretty regularly, and I think that's like sort of like ripped the scab open, like I've been kind of pushing away all this trauma and negative feelings I didn't want to feel, and I guess didn't realize I didn't realize their intensity, I guess, even, and I don't know, like I was feeling really suicidal after one appointment, and the next appointment I was telling her about it, and so she thought she thought I should be admitted, so we did that. Hey Joel, Miss Charles says it's trash night. I missed it last week because of anxiety and irrational fears. So I hate that when I miss trash night. I'm sorry, Miss Jala. Yeah, I don't know why simple things are so hard. I don't know. I think trauma can do a lot to our behavior. Hey, Bodil. Hugs right back at you, Joel. Kimberly, you said I'll set it up. Dude's unreal. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know what you're talking about when you say I'll set it up. All right, great big hug, Estasia. Hey there, Bodil. How are you? Misty says, proud of you, seriously. You have a will to live. Major props. Keep it strong. Thank you. Yeah, what I was doing before wasn't working. I don't know if this will work either, but doing something, I think, is, especially with mental health, I think doing something is better than nothing. Usually. Hey, Kelly Lively. This is like just that act of getting help, like there's some placebo effect, if nothing else. Jameson George, hello. I'm doing all right. It's good to see you. I'm surviving. I'll do that, Elizabeth. She said, keep your head up, stay strong. You can get through this. And it says, I don't know why simple things are so hard. In quotes. Honestly, it's really nice to hear someone else say that. You're amazing. I'm so sorry you're struggling. Thank you, Hannah. I don't know if you've ever seen my other show where I take my shower. It's live on Facebook. That's the whole idea behind that. Like, I worked as a psychiatric nurse for a long time, for like 13 years. But I'm also a patient, right? I've had my own problems with PTSD and depression and anxiety, and for me at least, like, and if I haven't showered in 7 days, there's a really good chance that I'm depressed, and so for me, not showering is depression. Not checking the mail, not going out with friends, not going to work. Like, it's 30,000 unread emails and a full voicemail box. I don't know. It's and like one of the what I not very I haven't been very successful lately, and it's reflective of my mood lately. But my goal every day is to shower. I set one small achievable goal. That's what I used to teach people, is like to set one small achievable goal, and then give permission to somebody you care about, like somebody that cares about you, and give them permission to hold you accountable, like someone that can check in and say, hey, did you do that? And pat you on the back, say good job when you did it. Anyway. That's really nice. Melinda's up for need to help Miss Chala. Hi, Tamara from Australia, from down under. Hello. Lots of fun people that watch the show from down under. Is it Tamara or Tamara? It's probably Tamara. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Tamara says, you're a beautiful soul. Kelly Lively says, they work a while and then it stops. I have a hard time leaving home. Mental health treatment. Cheryl understands the mental illness. Astasia, I'd watch that. Astasia's going to shower live. Tamara says, much love, light to you, my friend. Right back at you. Thank you. Elizabeth says, it's life, Jason. Some things are so easy and some are tough, but you gotta push through it. Sometimes it's really hard, though. This Stasia says, I haven't been to one in a long time. She says, very bad with mental health after losing 15 people around me to death in 1.5 years. Trust me, I get it. Yeah, that's really awful. Grief. I think grief is what, a long time ago, was what started, me on, and sort of spiraled ever since. Like the death of my parents, like within a year of each other, in 2006 and 2007, it set me up. I probably wouldn't have HIV. Probably I wouldn't. I don't know. I think my marriage would have been a lot better. We would just had help and support. Anyway, and I wouldn't have been a mess and whatever. Stage is clean as a whistle. Kelly Lively, sometimes it sneaks up on you and then you realize it. How bad depression is. Yeah. Tamara has depression, anxiety, PTSD. Stuck it out. That's why I was in bed all day today too. Thanks for sharing, everyone. Joe said I had another death in my family. This time it was my dad's brother. He was passed for 2 days in the house. Was found clutching his heart with his arms. I've been through so much. I'm hurting so bad. When will the death stops? I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry. Life is so cruel. It really is. Kelly says disability for mental illness or health. Mental illness. For me, that's what I'm going for. Odile says we living with PTSD after many years in war conflict zones is a true biatch. Yeah, I could only imagine being in a war zone. No, I can't imagine actually. Kelly Lively, Jason. Damn it, it's good to talk about it, friend. We can all help each other. I agree. Michelle says, I'm on day 6 without a shower. I start feeling so dirty that I can I can tell myself I could never get clean enough. It's so ridiculous. How I think we evolved to not shower like on any any regular basis. And I know here in Europe, where they going a week, it's not unheard of. I don't know. I do it more just because it feels good, right? And like I feel better after I shower. It gets the blood flowing. And I don't know. Let's see. Gee, much love and respect. Thank you. I love you too, Astasia. Astasia doesn't know what's going on here. I don't know either. Because Kelly's lively says because by doctors for mental illness they will pass it through for health. I know that. I don't know. We'll see, we'll see, but Kelly. I don't know. Hey, Tamara. I'm not up from Australia, no. And I didn't realize that's why you did the other show. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome, Hannah. Plus, it's just suggestive nudity, which is kind of fun, too. I'm from the United States. I'm from the state of Wisconsin. I live in the city of Madison. John's balls itch when he doesn't shower. I love you too, Kimberly. Audra says, I find it therapeutic and cathartic to help others, so at the very least, placebo or your ability to help others at outpatient is a great thing, and in turn maybe help you too. That is good. You know, I think that that's one of the, I forget what the word they use, like curative factor. That wasn't it, but like, when I was being taught about how to lead a group, that was one of the benefits that people get from group is the feeling that, and everybody gets that, like everybody wants to feel that feeling of being useful or being helpful. TJ, just call me that, friend. You bet, TJ. Let's see. Big hugs right back at you, Elizabeth. TJ says, much love to you all. Sweet. Kimberly says, 1%. TJ says, big hugs, Jason. Right back at you. Kimberly says, when I lost my mom, I lost myself. Yeah, I can feel that. I understand that. I didn't like my when my son was born. That's like filled that hole. Otherwise, that hole was just like gaping. Michelle says, thank you, girl. That's so nice. I'm surprised to see Jason on so early tonight. I might use you guys to check in. One of my fears that something will happen. I won't get back in safely. You're rational, but that's a thought. I really like when people help each other in this community. That's nice. I love you too, John Joseph Brandt. Misty says, seem emotional, smiles make life better. Kimberly, hugs to everyone. Bo Deal says, thank you, Jason. You're welcome, Bo Deal. I'm not sure for what. I don't know how far behind I am here. I heard someone that I know someone who can take showers, but every time she does, it feels like skin is burning. I heard something about somebody having some kid having a water allergy or something. It doesn't make sense, right? But no, the skin would I don't know. It didn't have a good prognosis. Melinda says, one step at a time. I'm serious about hanging with you on the phone, even to just take the trash or get to the mailbox. I think that would be really cool if that would be helpful to you, Miss Chow. I would totally take her up on that. The stages there, and you can check back in here too. We should be alive. I don't know how long it would take you, but we should be alive for at least 15 more minutes. I don't know. I do want to try to get back to bed a little bit later, but I just heard someone do that. Let's see. Stasia said, Jason, please stay strong. Keep that beautiful smile. You came this long. You came so far. I'm so proud of you. Stage says, I know what the show's about. Just joking. Hi, Nishala. So you're a huge inspiration to people, Jay, and your words resonate with all of us. It's too nice. Support is the key. TJ's back. Had to take a call. If I make it out tonight for trash, I'll need both hands, but online check-ins could work. Plus my phone broke tonight. Oh, that sucks. It really sucks. TJ, support, definitely. Hannah says, we all love suggestive nudity. I'm in Iowa, just a few hours away. I didn't realize you were so close. Oh yeah. Iowa's not far. I have some family in Iowa. Sort of like the Quad Cities or something like that area. Like, I don't know. Jeff Rosen's back. Welcome back. Yes, helping others is a good thing. It feels good. It helps yourself too, just inherently. Let's see. I get dizzy when I get up. I get dizzy. I get nauseous a lot. Good thing my husband didn't meet at the time. We were opposing armies. He blew up my bridges and built them up again. That's crazy, Bodil. That's like the movie kind of, like, I don't know, star-crossed lovers kind of thing. It's like Shakespearean. You know, your video from inside the rehab reminded me how much I miss rehab. The structure of having your day planned out and being able to find support from others that are in pain. I miss it. Yeah, it was really good. It was a hard experience, but it was really good too. Yeah, I don't know, just some, like Elizabeth, I don't know what that was about. I'd have to look it up. I guess there was some like Dateline special about a kid had something to do with water. Rest is good. Yes, yeah. Hugs and love. Jessica says hugs and love. Always stay strong. Life can be hard sometimes. You too, Jessica. Stay strong. Bodil built them up again. A beautiful family in here. This is TJ. Jason, when do you sleep? I slept all day today. Michelle says, I'm also open to support for others. Anyway. I struggle with my own stuff, but luckily that means I'm online a lot. Hannah lives in the Quad Cities. Wow. Yeah. Right? That's where my cousin lives, right, Laura? Teresa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I forget who all else. Anyway. Stasia says her messenger is always open. Love you all. People are just being so loving tonight. TJ says love to everyone, big family. Odile says Angola was crazy in each and every way. Maybe the water had chlorine in it. Yeah, I'd have to look it up. Everybody's friending each other up here. I slept till 6 p.m., says Kimberly. Can you believe it's already pill 10:22? Dang it to heck, no, I can't believe it. I really can't. Joe Coletta Jr. and Hoot Sanders. I haven't seen you forever, Hoot. I think Laura's tried to she doesn't like being on camera there. I'm off. TJ's heading to bed. All right. Thanks for being here and thanks for sharing. I made it all. I caught up. There's an emotional support app called Happy, the movement that connects you with a compassionate person to give you one-on-one support, even to listen or hold your hand. It's great for self-help in the mental health arena. Oh, that sounds interesting. When I was in group therapy, when I was in the inpatient hospital, one of the groups, they listed off some apps. One was Calm Harm. That sounded, and then another one was, oh, I can't remember. There were two others. Anyway, they like help. They give you like coping mechanisms and like things to try to help you when you're struggling, and yeah. Anyway, it sounded kind of cool. When I see her again, I'll tell her, Melinda. If she comes back out, I'll tell her. That's 3 years. Yeah, we're just about almost 3 years, right? How many years is 1,022 days?
The answer is 2.8 years.
2.8 years.
Bill, 1,022.
I'll stay strong, keep going, know your worth. God placed you in this world. Go through today. Go through the battles you're going through. Go through the obstacles. I don't know. I think I don't like to put it in the hands of God, or I think I don't know. Anyway, hugs everyone. Hannah says off to bed. Good night to you. Thank you for being here. Elizabeth says I missed a lot of your shows since Pill 979. I've been so busy. Dang it to heck. That's not that long. Hopefully we'll have another 1,000 you can catch up on. I missed you too, though. It's good to see you. Let's see. Jeff is smoking 28% gooseberry indica tonight. That sounds pretty yummy. Glenda says, Nisha says, that's awesome, and I'm going to check that out. Maybe I can put it on my Chromebook when my phone is broken. Glenda says, I work for it, and it's amazing. It's iOS now. What's it called again? Kimberly's in her own funk, and everyone. It sucks. That's awesome. Kimberly's been watching for over 2 years. That's awesome. I really appreciate everybody that's joined me for this ride. Ups and downs. There's been some crazy moments. I don't know. You've seen quite a few changes. Hopefully the show has some feel of the early days too. Hopefully, I guess what I'm saying is, hopefully I'm still me. I don't know. A righteous spank. Those were good words. We had that, didn't we? We had spank recently. I didn't have much of a premise. I mean, it's just off the cuff. That's how the premise started. It was like, I had a seed, right? With people kept asking, "What's the show about? What's the show about? What's the show about?" I get that asked like 100 times, and like I would, every time I'd come up with, an answer, but it's slightly different, and it was like once we got up on top of the cupboards, I was still, I think that's about the time I had all I was starting to have, maybe it was before then, because I started using props and stuff, even before I got up on top of the cupboards. And anyway, I'd come up with the idea of different ingredients in the show, like the different shows, like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. And once I had in my head, I would have this like answer that I would had come together, and then I wrote it down from the seed that I'd written, or that I had in my head, and structured it more, added more ingredients. Anyway, Bear Boo Bob is here. I did do blood paintings. It's been a while. They don't last as well. They don't age very well, so they're okay. But also, I didn't take very good care of them. I don't know if it's huge. It's small. It's small and it's small big. Kimberly found me on tripping on shrooms. That's awesome. Indica is the only thing Jeff smokes. Sativa interferes with seizure meds. That's not good. Happy at the movement. Good night, Misty. Oh. Yeah, it's long. It is. So it's 5 minutes if I say it. It's about 5 minutes. If I say it really fast, it's like 3 minutes. If I say I really embellish it, it's more like 6, 7 minutes. Do you remember the transporters, John? It's usually at the beginning of each show, like Long Pill. It's sitting on the kitchen counter, like directly behind me. But once I raise the floor and start putting out the like the video games and Jesus and the fireplace out, it's hidden by the wall. But I like to think of the transporter sort of like Mr. Rogers' miniature land of make-believe. Like he had the miniature tree and the miniature castle, and he had in his kitchen, and he'd always walk in the kitchen. You could see him, but like he almost never pulled them out and played with them. Usually he was played more with like toilet paper roll and some old buttons or something like that. But every once in a while he'd bring out these really detailed miniature sets of, and I like to think of the transporter as like my thing that you can always see, but, and it's pretty cool, but I don't pull it out very often. Anyway. The trolley's fun, for sure. I got the micro trolley now too. I got the mini trolley and then the micro trolley. Somebody sent me what do you call those things? Funko Pops or whatever. Is that what they're called? Like the little characters. They sent me Mr. Rogers, and he had the micro trolley. I got in there and I cut it off his hand. Back to small bait bowl of Gorilla Glue. Take you all in the kitchen with me. I'll see what I can do with y'all some days. This is the most direct human contact I have. All these pockets of humanity in such a rough world. Well, we love you, Nishala. Elizabeth Nas says, well, good night, Jason. Have a great day and hope to see you soon. Take care. Then sending love, prayers, and chicken grease. Good night, Elizabeth. Love you. I think I better try to get some sleep myself. Anybody have any questions or any answers? Anything like that before? Hey, Teresa Woolbright. I think people are just afraid. Johnson's such a cold and detached world we live in. I think when somebody's right in front of you, it's hard, you know, like. I think most people, like, try to avoid being around people or, like, having. But I think if somebody landed on your doorstep and was needed help, most people would give help if they. We live in a world that's like large enough that we always think someone else is going to do it, and we just kind of divert our eyes. But I think if for some reason somebody's humanity is like forced in your face, and it's hard, most people can't turn away from that. Thanks, Elizabeth. Hugs and vibes from Kimmy waiting from that storm. Been really, Bahamas has really been on my mind, and now it's the storm just hitting Florida now. Sarah Wild has these glasses too. Nice. Jeff's gonna get a prescription pair of glasses like this. Nice. Alyssa said, "You coming back tomorrow or soon? You need to do the show." I always do it every night. I do take the pill live. The storm's gone. There's still a cat too, isn't there? Good night, John. I think I'm gonna say the premise. Like, there's some nights I just do it for 2 minutes. The only time I didn't do it was when I was in the hospital and in the inpatient hospital, and I couldn't. So some of you might be wondering what the show is about. People often wonder what the show is about. The premise is deceptively simple. I'll work on it, Teresa. I'm working on it. The premise is deceptively simple. I take my HIV medication live on the book of face each day in front of friends, family, and strangers. I do so in order to embrace stigma. They'd think you were cool, Jeff. Embrace stigma, dispel ignorance, and find support. After 1,022 pills, 1,022 shows, a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. The bells, bows, and other people, the people that come back night after night and give me their most valuable resource, their time. To me, that's the most significant thing that's risen up and around and about the show. The community. Therein lies the support that I was looking for. Well, I came back and did pill 1,000 when I got out of the hospital. So still the 1,000th pill live. Because I was in the hospital one other time, like for 4 days, and then I was out of meds, so I didn't do the show for like 5 days. I was out of meds in the hospital. There's been a number of times, I can't say consecutive. I always phrase it in a particular way, because I can't say consecutively because of those hospital stays. And then there's like 360 or something like that, or 370 that I took before I started the show. I had HIV and was taking medication for like 14 months before I came up with the idea. Good night, Bear. Therein lies the support that I was looking for, but a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. Ding dong bell, boy does she now, hell, I mean heck, this show has it all. If I didn't, did I say good night, Bob? Good night. Therein lies the support that I was looking for. When let's see, therein lies the support that I was looking for. I'm gonna have to start over. This is a good question though. What happens if I miss a pill? When I one of the hospital stays, I was at, when I got admitted, I didn't have my pills with me, and they couldn't provide my medication, so I had like 3 days, 3 or 4 days where I didn't take my pill, and it just so happened to be the time when they were going to test my viral load, and they were going to test it the next morning, and I forgot. I said I'm going to not take the pill tonight then, and I'll start tomorrow after I get my blood drawn, because I wanted to see what being off the pills how it had affected my viral load. And so a person's viral load can be undetectable to the top end is millions, and it measures like how many viruses or viral particles there are per milliliter of blood. And worldwide, and with worldwide testing standards, anything below 200 is considered undetectable. So, and my because most tests, like the international tests, aren't as accurate, and they can't measure anything below 200, right? So, and so, according to like worldwide standards, like my viral load was 100, so it was still below the worldwide standard of undetectable. But it was only 4 days. It would have been, another week, and I probably would have been considered detectable by worldwide tests. When a person becomes actually contagious, it's harder to say. If you get a viral load of 250, it doesn't instantly mean you're contagious. They just don't know. There's been other studies that hint at 1,500 is still not infectious. But anyway, but the higher the viral load, the easier it is to transmit the virus. And it would take probably 2-3 at that, I don't know, probably 3 weeks, 4 weeks to be even a little bit contagious. Missing a dose or two here, even missing a week, isn't going to make somebody contagious. So that's dealing just with whether or not somebody's contagious and how much virus is in their blood. Also, the other risk of missing doses, like if you're taking your medication more than, this is what my nurse practitioners told me. She said if you're taking your medication more than 90% of the time, so if you don't miss more than one pill every 10 days, that you don't risk the virus developing resistance to the medication. Sort of like an antibiotic. If you take antibiotics all the time and you don't finish them, the bacteria can become resistant to the antibiotic. The virus is the same. If you're taking it but you're taking it less than 90% of the time, the virus can develop resistance. The same if you're taking it 50% of the time, it doesn't develop resistance just because you're not taking it often enough. So if you're taking it in this sweet spot between 50 and 90%, you're really risking viral you're risking the virus becoming resistance, viral resistance. And then, so that speaks to how well you can treat it. There's a lot of options, but if you run out of, there's probably 30, 40, 50 different pills. I don't know, there's a huge sheet of medications. But the more you become resistant to, like, I don't know, but there's almost no one that can't get some kind of, that can't find a viral regimen that works for them, or antiretroviral regimen that works for them. And then the other thing is like how it affects your health. Like if somebody's not taking their medication for extended period of time, for most people, from when they contract the virus, it takes about 10 years for the virus to progress enough that you have, like your body doesn't have any defense against, like your white blood cells get depleted, and because I don't know, I think hey Callie, hey Amy, vodka gets me higher than flocka. Yeah, what the, I'll give I don't know if you even asked this, but what the virus does is, you said something about cells, so like what the antiretrovirals do, there's 3 medications in here, right? Bictegravir, emtricitabine, and tenofovir alafenamide, and they work in one of 2 ways. One of them, one class will prevent the virus from entering the blood cells, or the white blood cells. So like it's sort of, it just blocks it from being able to enter the white blood cell. And then the other medication stops it from being able to reproduce, because once it gets inside the white blood cell, it takes over the machinery of the cell and starts pumping out copies of itself until finally it bursts and sheds millions of copies, or 100,000s of copies of itself, each one of them going to insert itself in a white blood cell and start making copies of itself, and copies and copies, and so one of the medications stops it from entering the cell, and then the other one stops it from reproducing once it's in the cell. And I forget where I was going with that. Oh, so like, yeah, if untreated, it just it keeps entering these white blood cells, and your body, that's its job, is, its immune system is to produce lots and lots of these immune cells to fight infection, and so your body can keep up with the virus for quite a while, for about 10 years. Like, it's this war between the virus and your white blood cells, and your body keeps pumping out tons of white blood cells, and the virus keeps infecting them, and eventually your body gets worn out and it can't produce any more white blood cells. And so in the long term, you lose all those white blood cells, and then any kind of infection, you're open to any kind of infection. Good luck, Nishala. You're making progress. Good luck. Good job. I mean, good job. You can do this. And then, so that's the long term. In the short term, as far as health, like, would be similar to the initial infection, and everybody's different. But when the virus first kicks up again, I missed doses because of insurance. Missed 4 or 5 doses, and I got the shingles, almost a painless shingles outbreak on my back. It's just itchy, and like a flare-up of warts. Dang it to heck. My HIV doctor said that he had a patient that his immune system, he had AIDS, it was really progressed really far, and he didn't have any immune system, and he was covered from head to toe with warts. But once he started on antiretrovirals and got his white blood cell count back up, they all went away, and he was like disfigured for a while, and then but it completely cleared up. Unprotected sex, Dylan. I caught it from unprotected sex. But yeah, like people can like the initial symptoms are like flu-like symptoms. Some people don't feel anything at all, but yeah, if I stopped the pill, like I'd probably get the similar effects of when I first contracted it. What happened to your badge, Amy Baca? I don't know how they decide those things. So that's my best answer about what happens when a person misses their dose of HIV medication. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's a good question. I don't know who gave it to me, Dylan. Other than myself for not typing in HIV into the Google search box and learning about PrEP, and I could have protected myself better and still had fun. The very first thing that the prevention specialist, I always like this story. The prevention specialist, the person that teaches how to prevent HIV, right? When I was first diagnosed, I met with him, and the very first thing he said is, "I fucking hate condoms!" He pounded his fists on the desk. It's like I had to pick up my jaw from the floor. And, yeah, there's better ways to. I don't fucking hate. I don't like them for my personal use. Like if people personally choose to use them, I don't. I don't discourage the use of them, especially if other options aren't available. But a lot of things condoms don't protect against, and people lie about using them. They don't feel good. I don't know. And that's why people guiltily don't use them sometimes. And like, think about that. If you've ever not used a condom, just once, good chance the other person has done the same thing. I contracted HSV-1, which is normally causes cold sores. I caught that all over my ass because somebody didn't know they had. They didn't even know they've ever had cold sores, but my immune system, such that it is, like HIV does cause persistent immune dysfunction. Most people, this wouldn't have happened to them at all, right? Or it would have been so minor I wouldn't have noticed, but it gave me whisker burn on my ass, and it caused herpes all over my ass. It was like 3 months after I was diagnosed with HIV. It's mortifying, but I don't talk about that as much on the show because I don't know, it's just more embarrassing to me. But it shouldn't be though. Like, up to 80% of people have been exposed to to herpes of HSV-1 or HSV-2, and my point earlier from that is like condoms wouldn't have protected me from the frickin' HSV-1, and there's a lot of other things that it won't protect you against. Like it's a better strategy is to, I think, strategy that if I was not being monogamous right now, I would be taking would be getting up to date on vaccines, like the HPV vaccines, and so you like the risk of the most dangerous ones are mitigated, and then get tested every 3 months, because like every other disease is either easily treatable or curable, and so I think that's it's not the only way to be safe, but it's like the stigma of not using condoms, and people are treated like pariah or like they're deviants, when really there's like healthy ways to express your sexuality without the use of condoms. I forget what I was going to say. I don't know. Oh yeah, but I don't know who it was though. Thanks, Amy Baca. Kimberly says, the knowledge here from you, Jason, is so wonderful. Thank you. But, more about, like, like the STDs in general. Like, people act like it's like, it's so much worse if you catch it with your genitals, right? Even though there's a lot of other herpes viruses that aren't caught, with there's cytomegalovirus, there's chickenpox virus, I don't know, there's and just like no one thinks of a kid as untouchable after after it gets chickenpox. Even though later, at later points in the child's life, they're going to shed this herpes virus, potentially giving it to someone else, but no one thinks of them as untouchable, or so that kid it's a moral failing, and it's just most of the STDs have parallel other diseases that aren't sexually transmitted, and people just treat them, like you get antibiotics, you can move on with your life. But if you, somehow if you catch it with your genitals, it's just like so much worse. And I think people are just lame. Oh my goodness. I think we covered all our bases. Hey, April Corso, supporter in the house, thank you. I think I actually get paid tomorrow from from the supporters. I think she told me September 5th. I have to see. You're welcome, Kimberly. Thanks for starting the discussion. Hey, Mama G. Yes, shingles. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Hey, Nicole. Keep on. I'll do my best. You're very welcome. The one outbreak of shingles I had was like so painless. I didn't even know it was shingles. But my sister, my niece, and my wife all said, when they looked at it, said it was shingles. But I think it was because like it just barely, like my body was like still had a pretty strong immune system against it, but like it just took a shock. I think my immune system took a shock with the virus starting to reproduce, and I don't know, it just allowed it, but I don't know. Kimmy? All right, I'll do that. You probably heard it before, Mama G. I didn't say anything I haven't said before. Bubbling skin. Hi, Belinda Brock. Oh, the shingles. Yeah, like the blisters. Yeah. All right. So you might be wondering what the show is about. People often wonder what the show is about. The premise is deceptively simple. I take my HIV medication live on the book of face each day in front of friends, family, and strangers. Right now he does that? Oh, that's awful. It's weird that we're talking about it. I think, pretty sure meds will work on that, right? Just got to catch it early. In front of friends, family, and strangers. I do so in order to embrace stigma, dispel ignorance, and find support. After 1,022 pills, 1,022 shows, a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. The bells, bows, and other people, the people that come back night after night and give me their most valuable resource, their time. To me, that's the most significant thing that's risen up and around and about the show, the community. Therein lies the support that I was looking for. But a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. Ding dong bell, boy does she now, hell, heck, this show has it all. I like to say that it is Cloud Atlas and that it incorporates at least 600 years of entertainment, with Edward R. Murrow's radio broadcasts on record and cylinders played on a 19th century Edison home phonograph, along with a nursery rhyme book from my childhood containing woodcut illustrations from the 15th century. Actually, when I got my first herpes outbreak, it felt exactly like I had chickenpox, how it felt when I had chickenpox, like really pounding headache, bad fever, and it was before like the lesions out. Like, it's this really similar virus, I guess. So and like the same fever, headache, and just general like malaise before the actual blisters started, and then it was just terrible. Oh, it was really bad. The 15th century. It is, in a sense, also the Matrix. In a previous iteration of the show, I created something I call the Rainbow Tunnel. I have pictures of the blisters all over my ass if you want to see them. Oh my god. And then I also caused really like loose stools, so like I had to like, oh my god. And then it was so painful to wipe. It was terrible. It was really traumatic. I can't tell you. All right. It is, in a sense, also the Matrix. In a previous iteration of the show, I created something I call the Rainbow Tunnel, which I harnessed the power of Grayskull and the Eye of Thundera, funneling them through a series of warp and A cells, creating a static warp bubble and a subsequent singularity, punching a hole through the fourth wall, across the multiverse, and into the source. The show now takes place in an echo chamber, created by me, that serves as a way station between our reality and the source. I don't expect lay people to fully understand, as this is advanced social science. Yeah, so the show's also like an old-timey variety show, Carol Burnett style, mixed with a merry melody of Looney Tunes and a measure of Mork and Mindy. I've only had 2 more outbreaks since then. It was like, I wouldn't have even known I had it. It just felt like an itch, like right on my butt cheek. And I think that's how most people would react to it. Like, they just get a little itch and they wouldn't even notice it. That's how like a good chunk of people have it and don't even know. Anyway, now I lost it. Now I lost where I was at again. I love you too, April. Let's see. It is, in a sense, also the Matrix. In a previous iteration of the show, I created something I call the Rainbow Tunnel, which I harnessed the power of Grayskull and the Eye of Thundera, funneling them through a series of warp and A cells, creating a static warp bubble and a subsequent singularity, punching a hole through the fourth wall. You're serious about what? What do you have, Jessica? through the fourth wall, across the multiverse, and into the source. The show now takes place in an echo chamber created by me that serves as a way station between our reality and the source. I don't expect lay people to fully understand as this is advanced social science. Yeah, so the show is also like an old-timey variety show, Carol Burnett style, mixed with a merry melody of Looney Tunes and a measure of Mork and Mindy, a dash of Mr. Ed, and two doses of Alice in Wonderland. Hi, Jeanette. Two doses of a helping of Hee Haw, heaps of Benny Hill, a hint of the Highlander, tons of the Twilight Zone, a tincture of Teen Wolf, an ounce of Oz, a cup of Creep Show and Cast Away, a quart of Quantum Leap and a gallon of Gilligan's Island. It's a 4-hour show, a 4-hour tour, piles of Pee-wee's Playhouse, a pinch of Peter Pan, a pound of Popeye, I Am What I Am, a whole block of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and a ration of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Ha ha. Come up to the lab. See what's on the slab. I can see you shiver with anticipation. Touch me. I want to be dirty. Thrill me. Chill me. Fill me. Creature of the night. I don't know if I can keep going. An undone Benjamin Button. A corny ear of Dumbo. A college try of I Spy. A couple raw strokes of Bob Ross. A spoon full of Mary Poppins in the full. Monty. Python. Finally lumping Rick and Morty with a liter of I Love Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds and Wham Bam. Thank you, ma'am. You've got the show. Everything is out of place and out of time here, including and especially me. April will always be pregnant. Harambe will always be ready for her high fives. The first and the second coming will always be risen with the Obamas getting blowjobs from the Woodies. The Supermen and their boners will always be spinsters and sumptuouses working the sweatshop. I don't know. If it would really help you, Nishala, I could maybe... I can't go later than 3 o'clock, though. I can't go later than 25 minutes. If you think you can get it done in 25 minutes, I'll stick around. Sure. All right. Well, no, I'm nowhere near any storms. Well, I don't know if we had any local storms actually, but not by the hurricane. I forgot where I was at now again. I went live with one of my herpes outbreaks. Like somebody, it's like it's still on my timeline, but it's only me and the I think I even removed the people tagged in it because they wanted to see what herpes lesions look like. So I showed them. But it's on private only because I don't want to get banned again. That's on my personal timeline. I forgot where I was. Do you remember where I was at, Kimberly? Now I can't stop talking about itchy bums. Oh, it's a good thing to talk about. It is. People don't talk about it enough. Even though a lot of people have it. Harambe. How does that go? April will always be pregnant. Harambe will always be. How does that even go? Will always give Harai fives. The first and the second coming will always be risen with the Obamas getting blowjobs. It's crazy. That's awful, Jessica. I'm sorry. It's crazy emotional. What emotional stress and how that can affect the body. I'm really sorry. The first and the second coming will always be risen with the Obamas getting blowjobs from the Woodies. The Supermen and their boners will always be spinsters and sumptuouses working the sweatshop. The twin towers will always stand with Lady Liberty. You will have their MTV. Pigs will fly. Disco and dance will reign, like men did in the days of old. I write nightly the future history of anachronism for your future children and your elderly grandparents. May they enjoy it now and time immemorial. If I'd have people take only one thing away from this show, it would be the knowledge that HIV is preventable. If you're HIV negative, there's a once-a-day pill you can take. They call it PrEP, or pre-exposure prophylaxis. The pill is Truvada, and if you're HIV negative, you take it once a day, and it works like a highly effective chemical condom. It prevents HIV. But if you're already HIV positive like me, treatment is prevention. By taking my medication every day and maintaining an undetectable viral load, it makes it so I'm not contagious. U equals you. Undetectable equals untransmissible. You could fuck me bareback all day long and never catch HIV from me. It's a brave new world. The future is now. And it's 1969. Free love. Woo! Thank you all for being here. Thank you for participating and sharing. Pill number 1022. Down the hatch, we are robot. All right. Oh, I hope they have a good start to school, Jeanette. Thank you all again for being here. Come back tomorrow. I'll have more ideas for you. You'll have things you want to talk about, and so will I. But alas, now it's time to say goodbye. Come back for your birthday. I'll give you a big shout out. Kimberly, happy early birthday. All right, I love you all. Mwah!